Hi, back again. Today we want to optimize that. You see we have 34,000 birds there. That's too much for such simple object like that. So we go on. I make you screencast keys on here so you can see what I type or which mouse I click. You see there. Shift D and make a copy of that. M to move it to the third layer. Then we go to the third layer. We are here. Now we see that all has 912. That is much better, but not good enough. So what we need is to optimize that. That means all that isn't necessary must go. So we take here these lines and dissolve edges. So we have less there. Then we take that here, that. Dissolve edges. So we have only one. The same we try here. Here we have windows, that is another try, but we try. And you see you only must try it. Sometimes it goes, sometimes not. But you just try it. That was you shouldn't move. Okay. But I tried it. And so is it simply tried. So I think we are near to that here isn't absolute unneeded. So X dissolve edges. That we make with all this stuff that was maybe for the shading arrows there, but don't matter. We don't need it now by low poly. So we look at the back. That is all unneeded. So C, and we can select here all these edges and dissolve them. So we have only one plane. We see here some mystery stuff there. Don't know what that is, but it's there. But eagle what it is. Here we see some this shit in there. That is maybe from this house background there, because that here all is unneeded. So dissolve them. Same here. It's tricky stuff. I don't know why that is here. I made it, but I don't remember it. But we must find a way to get it away. So we dissolve what we can, and really don't fear. Simply try it. When it don't fit, then undo that simply by Control Z. And it is a crate house, so a big house, and that has automatically, because it has more windows and such, it has more words than a normal one. That is absolutely correct. But it shouldn't have much more than the other. I see mystery things. What is this whole shit there? I think there is a ceiling or such. Yeah, that is a ceiling. So we delete them completely. X dissolve edges or delete edges, dissolve edges. Now it should only be a plane. It is a plane. So X only faces. Now it is open. And you see here is something. This roundness takes for sure much words, but the rest seems okay. That we don't need absolutely. But for the look, it's better. So we simply close now all the windows, because there later comes textures on, and there you see there is something behind that. Control set, go back. So, and I check now with set is the wireframe mode, what is behind there. And you see there some stuff. Nobody knows what it is, but it is there. Yeah. It's that here. Don't know what it is, but simply delete it. We don't need that. When I need that, I know that, but I don't know that. So I delete all this edges stuff there. Don't know what it is, this mystic thing. I want to use other words, but better not. What is that there? Is it the roof? I don't know. We delete it simply. We delete holy this all fucking shit there. Nobody needs that at all. I think I now destroyed here. Everything good. I don't know it. But what is that all? Here. What's that? Why is that? That should be the roof or what? Between that angles there. Oh, look. Yeah, that's down under. Nobody sees that. So we delete that now. Here and now. Really. I just try it. Have no plan to do such. But who cares? We simply delete. Don't ask why. Do it. Yeah, that we must dissolve. There's another try. Don't know why that is in the arm, because of the cuts. Okay. And here's all double, or what is that? Don't understand that mesh here. A mystery mesh. Yeah, kill that all that fucking shit there. There's only a roof. There's too much words for that. Oh, okay, delete that. Really. We must look exactly what is what here, and what we need and what we don't need. That we need, but that not. And I don't know what that is. What should it be? The back of something, yeah. But yeah, the roof is gone, but we have less words. This is a good message. A bad message. You must find this holy other shit hole here that don't need it, because nobody sees that. Here, what is that? Kill that. So here, unneeded words. There, here the back. Nobody will see that any time. So X dissolve edges or kill that edges. It's eagle. Nobody need that. Nice looking stuff there. So I want to say this motherfucking shit there. Nobody knows them and nobody needs them, so kick it away. So don't look really better, but who cares? We have to fight against that. I will see a module done. I really don't know what it is, but who cares? So I think we have now a little bit less, 600, but that is too much. So we have to do more. File, save, and go on the back side and look what is all wrong. That must go. Delete them. So this open up, that makes sense. Then we should close here all this Windows stuff, or what it is, with close with F. So mark that and close it with F. Here the whole side view there, and you see they are much too far away out there. So we click them all, the back faces of them, and then move them to the Y direction there, that we have normal backspace there and not so much. Good. Then we have the same here at the other ones there. So we try to close them all with F there. Select the whole loop, the back loop, and then press F to close them up. Then we take the back faces and select them all and grab them to the X axis and stop short before the end of the house there, like a normal window. Do that. File, save. So we go on with that. What we see there next is these other windows, these round windows, must be closed like the other one. So we get here the back loop and close it with F. F means fill. That is to fill the spaces that you selected there. So we have done that. So we take them simply by face selection, hold shift, and then grab them to the Y axis. That's okay. File, save. So next one is to close the other windows here. and you see there's too much edges on. We will dissolve, but first we close the windows there. So take the edge selection and then have to close these parts there of the windows, because there comes later only a texture on, and so we need there something to put on this texture. Okay, so we done that. See now here the middle part. I think not that it's needed, but I don't know how that here, this one, you can really delete. You can delete it on all of these back faces there. Good. We go on. Here is one left, so then we do 2. Then we zoom through that other one, and you see here we have a background. We need it not, so we delete it here. Simply delete the edges, mark them here or select them what you want there, and simply delete them. So we go forward here, there, and the underground things there that we built, I don't know why. Maybe it comes from the other from the copy of another project, so that it can lost anything there. You see that these ones are closed at the back. That comes because these edges are there, so delete these edges. Good. The same we have to do here. Delete the edges from the end there. Delete here, all that isn't needed there. Let's simply try out. I can do that all better when you directly create it low poly. Then you haven't that shit here that you must clean that whole mesh and all pieces of them. Yeah, that's much work, unneeded work, and because of that, be careful what you build. You must clean it later. So how many polys we have, we will look, but not yet. We should look here. Good. So we have a little bit optimized them, and we are at 660 words. That is not a real good count, but better than before. That was 30,000. Yeah. So we have to close that mesh there. You see we have 2 lines. That isn't needed because they are at the same, but we can only bring them together by merging, and we don't want that, so we simply close the roof here by F, and that is enough. You see the windows are more to the back of them, so we put them simply the roof a little bit back, that we don't see it on the window there. Okay. Then we take here the wall on each side, the down part 2, and have to close that all. Then we go to word selection, so we see here where is a word that we don't need. So here is one, and we can dissolve this word. It's only one word, but in the whole sum of that, it's much. So take care of that all. Okay, I think we are nearly to a good optimum of that. We try to resolve here the middle parts of these windows. Yeah, that works. So we can do that for all of them. Here, normally that should work too, so we can get here all this stuff and dissolve them too. Good. So now we try here to optimize that by remove doubles. 2 removed. Then mesh clean up delete losers. You see there are many losers. So we have 631. That is better than before. And for this size of the house, that is okay, and it has much round things here that take every time much words. Sure, we can delete a half of them. Maybe we should do that. So we click at each second one of them and then dissolve them simply. So X dissolve, and you see it don't look real wire. You see the next time from far away. So you don't see that really. You run through streets and such more, and you don't look there. Oh, is it real round? Is it not round? Because of that, you can get here a little bit more rough stuff, and it also look like round stuff. So nearly done with that. So the last one. The most of the artists makes that with a bump effect and the window there as a picture, as a texture. So there's nothing real there. Yeah, not the deepness, nothing. You can do that, sure. File, save. But I think better is to have a real one for the shading and the other stuff there. Oh, what is that? Set. Wow, that looks creepy. So we delete here these 2 ones, or we bring them simply up. I think we delete them first, then we get the whole one and extrude them to the Y and F to close them. Good. So the house is done. We look at the first layer. There is the whole house. There are 34,000 words, and now we have 555. So that's good. So we only have to render that here and plug it on the other house. So we select the camera and go here to the camera menu and set it to autogravity. Then we press here in the 3D view an N. So we get the panel open and give here for the rotation 90. For the axis of the camera. Good. We close that here with N again, and then we go to the render, and there we set the resolution to 1024, and again 1024 for the axis. Good. File, save. So we have done that. Let us render that front view. No, we go numpad 0 and go here back to cam and set the scale that it fits, that the house is nearly complete, completed on maximum. So that is that here. Save. We have their class or something as a material, I think. We have your wall stone class. The class every time makes problems by rendering because we later have a JPEG, and a JPEG has no transparent mode, and so we can't use their class that is completely transparent. So we set the roughness higher, and we see it here, then it gives a fact there, and that's better for us. So fire save. Well, we render that now, and look what we get there. It looks a little bit creepy there. Why there are these shadows? Let me check that short. Because that is correctly, yeah. Shadows fall down there. That is correct. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. But only then when you know how to build it, yeah. When you look at as a noob, then you don't understand why that is like it is. Good. So we have rendered the front. I think we can get it. But that always will be darker when you get that as it is now. So the best is to make it with an emitting shader. So we delete the other shader and get here an emission shader on, and get the connection to the color and the color to the surface, the emission to the surface. So that lights itself, and that we need. So Control C to copy that one and go to all materials and delete the principal shader, and Control V to plug in the emission shader and connect the color with the color and the emission with the surface. Good. Same with the yellow material, or we don't need it, or no, we don't need it. So we delete it. Then the wall. The wall has two shaders there. So we delete them both, and Control we plug them an emission on and connect it with the rest there. So this shader comes here into the mix shader before the surface. Then Control we plug in the other one, get the add color to color and the emission to the mix shader 2. Then we take them all and can control them by a texture or let it like it is. In this case, I will let it like it is. But now all things are lightened. Here we see we have class 2, and this class isn't the rough black stuff that we need for that. So we have to give here roughness and height, transparent, more like gray or something else there, and that makes it more easy for us to handle that. So Winwood, that is this red stuff there, that we make with a emit 2. So we deleted the other one and then get the emission to surface and color to color and then it is an emitting material. So file, save as, and we call it version number plus optimize, save as. So we look numpad 0 to the cam and render that. The class looks bad, really bad. So we only have the chance to make them completely black. A high black. The transparent should be black too. And we render again. It's maybe a little bit too much. So we go here with the roughness, a little bit to something that let the light flow too a little, but only a little. Okay. So we see here not real a great process in there. So we must go here higher up. Now it is a little bit transparent there. So we try that again. That's more than what I liked. The only problem is you have no shadows here when you take emitting materials, so that every time looks a little bit like a comic or so. But that is the way it is. Good, we'll let it like it is, and image save as image, and we call it sure the front. But before herrenhaus front, save as. Then we go back with escape, numpad 0, get the camera right click, move them to the y-axis, rotate set 180 degrees, numpad 0 to jump into the camera, and render by F12. That is done. So image save as herrenhaus back, and save it. Then escape, numpad 0 to go out, rotate set 90 degrees, go to the to the x-axis, then to the y-axis. Now numpad 0 to jump into the cam, go to the cam, get the scale that we are full in. And now I have to render. That must be the left side, I think. So image save as, and herrenhaus left, and save it. Good. Escape, numpad 0, grab it by the x-axis, rotate set 180 degrees, return, numpad 0 to jump into the cam, and F12 to render. Then image save as and call it right. Save as. And as I seen, that still looks really dark. So we have to do all new because we forgotten this material there. So the principal shader was gone in each, and Control V to plug in the emission, and then connect that again. Emission with the surface, and now you see the light material, and then it looks more like the other stuff there. So we go to Stone 4 and make the same, delete the principal shader, Control V to plug that in, then color to color and emission to the surface. That's okay. Stone 1, the same, Control V, plug in, color to color and emission to surface. So now that is clear, by save, we have to do all the renders again. I know, bad, but it is like it is. So we render that right side again, F12, but it looks also dark. That wonders, because all materials are lightened now. Wow, each one has another one with 001 still. Wow, that makes it more complicated. So we go to each of the other stones there. I hope not each one has another. Okay, so we take this one, principal shader, delete them, Control V, plug into the emission shader, go color to color and emission to surface. One is done. Next one, stone 2, 001. Delete the principal, Control V, plug in the emission. Then go here from the color to color and the emission to surface. Next one, stone 3, the same like before. So we simply have to do that one time again, I think, or two times. One time maybe. So we delete principal, Control V, plug in the emission, go color to color and emission to surface. Thanks a lot. So render again, F12. That is the right side. And for me that is okay. It's not the best render ever, because there's no shading, nothing else there, because it's emitting material, but you can't render now shadows that later not be there, yeah, because the light situation is completely other later. So save as, and this is the right one. So over save them. Then we get the cam, get them back to the x-axis, rotate set 180 degrees, numpad 0 to go into the camera, F12 to render. That's the left side, so save as and the left, override it. Okay, escape numpad 0. Then rotate set 90 degrees. Then move it to the x-axis and the y-axis, so we look from the front. Then we go to camera option here and decrease the scale. And we have it completely in. Okay, so we render F12. Good. We image, save as image and take it front JPEG, then move it to the y-axis and rotate set 180 degrees. Then we put it back to the y-axis, and numpad 0, we have now the back part, so F2 to render. So image, save as, and back. So that was that. We have make all textures from the high poly object with 34,000. And now we go to the low poly object, file, save as, and take optimized 2 as the name. Then we have to build them, but I make a short break and come back in seconds. So back again. On low poly model, delete all materials that are on. Then the look is in the mode from the front. So we make a new material and call it herrenhaus front. Return and take for that a principal shader with a high roughness, so we get roughness high here. Then we take here an image, open up, and we have to go into the folder that we made for that. That was the herrenhaus folder, and there we have the renderers, and we cut them out here and bring it in St.Michel in the texture folder and paste them there. So now we can go back to our project and go to the texture folder of the whole project there from St.Michel, and we now only need to find the herrenhaus render from front. That's that one. Then we have to edit mode by tab, then A to deselect all, face selection, border selection by pressing B, and select only E front. Assign here that material U to unwrap, project from view. Then we kick that here. Here we have our UV from that, and we need to here from our history the herrenhaus front. So we search for them. It's here. So we only have to scale the UV as the reference picture there. So as you see, that looks good for now. So control 1 on the numpad, that is the back view then. So simply B, border selection, face selection, and you have selected only the back. Then you can make a new material plus new and call it herrenhaus back. and say it should be a principal shader with a high roughness, and give them here an image and open it up from the texture folder, and it's called herrenhaus back, and get it there. We have to assign it to the faces, then click here the wrong one and get the other one, UV unwrap from view. Then we open up in the history folder the herrenhaus back, and then we only have to scale them up and fit with the reference there. And then we have the front and the back done. Good. So numpad 3, that is the right side of the house. So plus new, make a new material, call it herrenhaus right, and give him a principal shader with a high roughness again, with here the image, open up from the texture folder of the main project and get the picture there. We assign that in the edit mode, A to deselect all, B border selection only mark the front, and you see he marks others with them, so we have to deselect them, only the front should be selected. This one must be there, but not the rest there. But in this case I think we can select them really all. But I don't know. No, it's wrong. Okay, forget it. So make only this view and say here the right side assign to that object, U to unwrap project from the view, then click that picture there and get the herrenhaus right side picture and scale up the whole UV there. Then we have the right side done. We go to the left side, is control numpad 1. That is then the left side. A to deselect all, B border selection, get here this whole left side, and U to unwrap from view. Then we make a new material plus, click new, call it herrenhaus left, and take your principal shader again, the high roughness there, and here the image from our texture folder, open up it and the left. We have it here, A to select all, kick away the right side, get open from the history the herrenhaus left one, and simply scale that till it fits with the reference. Then we have to assign them on these faces, and now we have done the most, but here at all we must texture from the other sides too, so that means this whole side stuff there should be rendered. So we get here background selection, face selection, and get them here. So we have that, and we don't take the front. That is important. So disable that and disable the front. So only the side view is really there. Then go to side view and you unwrap from view, and then give them the right or left side is equal. That is the same. And then we only have to put them on the right place there. Then we have it. I think we take the right, take here X and open up the right side and grab it here to the position there, and that is it. Grab it, position it, can scale it up that it fits more with the reference there, but you see a little bit smaller makes it much easier to bring them up. And then we are done with that. Not perfectly, I know, but that is enough to do that. We only take here the side faces and give them a little bit from the puts there. Yep. So we take here simply herrenhaus front sign and look from there, and UV unwrap that and assign that. So that is done too. Not perfectly all, I know, but you can tweak that to perfection. And this house has now 500 for 55. Yeah, file safe. Thanks a lot for watching. See us on the next tutorial.